Dear viewers, one of the often asked questions to me is how can we invest safely in the stock market? In this episode, I am going to talk to you about 7 points. If you follow them, you can invest very safely in the stock market. It's just not being safe, but you can make tons of money from the stock market. This is NRI Money Clinic for you, and I am Dr. Chandrakant Bhatt, practicing financial planner.
NRI Money Clinic. No hype, just the right advice.
Dear viewers, NRI Money Clinic is getting more organized now. Going forward, we'll be uploading 2 videos every week. The same day of the week, same time of the week. On Friday, in a program titled Your Money, Your Life, I will be sharing my ideas about financial planning, my ideas about money, and my ideas about life. On Tuesday, 4 p.m. IST, one expert will appear on a program titled Expert Speaks. The expert who comes on the channel will be a subject matter specialist from the field of taxation, legal, financial planning, stock markets, and related topics. Now you can expect videos from us every Tuesday, every Friday at 4 p.m. IST. Let's look at these 7 points one by one. Point number 1. If you have to make money from the stock market, or if the stock market has to work to your advantage, the only way you have to invest in the stock market is long term only. Do not invest in stock market for next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. No. The minimum time horizon you have to look at to stay invested in the stock market is minimum 5 years. Ideally, more than 10 years. Stock markets make money to you by power of compounding, and power of compounding does not work with 1 year, 2 year. The real benefits of power of compounding comes to you when you stay invested here for a long period of time. The word long here is really long, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. That is where the power of compounding works in your favor. In 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, you will not even see what does the power of compounding do for you. So the first thing that you have to keep in mind is, if you have to really get most out of the stock market, invest only for long term, not for short term, not for mid term. Point number 2, invest only in quality. Don't get carried away by the rumors, SMSs you get, or some friendly advice. No. When you are investing, you should stay only with the quality. Just avoid everything which is not of quality. If you are a person who is investing directly into the stock, choose the best of the companies. Choose the industry leaders. See, if you have taken banks as somewhere you have to invest, choose in the best banks. If you are investing in a pharma company, choose the best company. If you are investing in FMCG companies, you invest in the best of FMCG companies. If you want to invest in autos, you invest in the best of autos. When you choose the best of companies, you are assured more or less that these companies will grow over a period of time. They have got the ability to withstand the vagaries of economic cycles, and over a longer period of time, obviously they are going to make money for you. I would even suggest, instead of investing directly into the shares, it makes better sense for you to invest in the mutual fund. Stay with the diversified large cap mutual funds. That's where you should be. Don't go into sector funds, don't go into small cap, mid caps, all these places. Your idea is not to get a very high rate of return. Rather, your idea should be to get inflation beating return in a very safe way. If you stay with a diversified large cap fund, there are multiple advantages for you. In fact, I have done one video on why it makes sense for you to invest in the large cap fund. Make sure you watch this video as well on this particular channel. Instead of buying individual stocks, it makes sense for you to buy the mutual fund. The reason being, when you pick up the stock, this particular stock may not be in favor at this point of time. there could be something wrong that might be happening in this particular company. Since you are busy with your life and your job, you may not be able to track all these things. Whereas when you stay with a mutual fund, the fund managers keep tracking every stock which they have invested. The fund managers have the support of the research team. So anything that needs to be done in your portfolio, it is automatically taken care by the fund managers themselves. So the mantra to remember here is stay with the quality, stay with the best of best, stay with the industry leader, and invest through large cap diversified funds. That is where your safety lies. Mantra number 3, avoid emotional outbursts. Many people do not make most out of the stock markets, or their experiences are not something which they feel very happy about. The reason being, they succumb to these emotional outbursts. What is an emotional outburst? You take action as per the driving emotions. Somebody drives emotion in you. It could be a newspaper, it could be a television channel, it could be a friend, a colleague, neighbor, somebody, and they put something in your mind, or you look at the headlines in the newspaper and you invest in the stock market. Likewise, you could be fear struck from the news that you are getting. The markets are falling, people are losing money, and suddenly you may pull out of the stock market. Your investing in the stock market should follow a process and it should have a plan. You should not succumb to the emotions. You are not here for a short period of time. 2 good periods or 2 bad periods will not remain permanent in the stock markets. Over longer periods of time, all these will get evened out. If you learn the trick of riding the bull market as well as the bear market, staying with the markets for long periods of time, then only you can make money out of the stock market. But if you succumb to the emotional outburst and suddenly bring a large chunk of money and invest on one single day, or suddenly exit the market out of the fear, you don't have to be in any doubt, you will not make money from the stock market. It will not create pleasant experiences in your investment journey. So practice the art of avoiding the emotional outburst when it comes to question of investing. Mantra number 4, practice the art of exposure control. Exposure control is how much can I allocate funds for a particular stock, or a particular mutual fund, or a particular idea, or a particular sector, or at a particular point of time. Why should somebody practice the exposure control? The exposure control is required because if something were to not happen as you planned, then it should not have a big impact on your portfolio. When you practice exposure control, if something were to go wrong, it will not majorly impact your total portfolio, and such things keep happening. You have seen what happened with the Franklin Templeton schemes of debt funds. You have seen with respect to Satyam or kind of a Nokia or Enron. So things can go bad in any company, in any sector at any point of time. Unless you have an exposure control, then things can badly go wrong in your case. If everything goes right, that's perfectly fine. That's like winning a lottery ticket. But what if things did not work out as you wanted? Do you want the entire investment to go bad, or you want to contain the negative impact of that particular investment? To achieve all this, make sure that you have an exposure control. If you are on I would say individual stock, make sure that your total exposure to individual stock should not exceed 10%. I would prefer not more than 5% into any single stocks. But if you feel that, okay, this is a very good stock, make sure it doesn't exceed 10% of your portfolio. Likewise, put appropriate controls. Even in case of the mutual fund schemes, it should not exceed 10-15% of your total portfolio into any one single scheme. In fact, it makes best sense to build a good mutual fund portfolio than invest into individual mutual fund schemes, 3-4 schemes. It makes sense for you to build a good mutual fund portfolio. Dear viewers, by the way, if you have an intention to invest in stock market through the mutual fund route, you can make best use of our services. I am a mutual fund distributor, and our services are open to all NRIs and the resident Indians wherever you are located. You can reach to us through a WhatsApp message on the number that is shown here on the screen, and one of the financial planners working in our team will help you to build a robust mutual fund portfolio. If you have an inclination, you shouldn't be worrying now, and send us a message now and we'll help you build a robust mutual fund portfolio. Mantra number 5. Practice the art of asset allocation. How asset allocation is different from the exposure control. Asset allocation is investing your money into different assets. For example, equity or the stock market is one asset class. Debt or fixed deposits or the debt funds of the mutual fund is the second asset class. Gold could be another asset class. Real estate could be another asset class. So likewise, you can identify different kinds of assets and you can allocate funds into different asset classes. Please remember, every asset class will not perform at every point of time. When debt is performing, for example, the current situation where the interest rates are rising, you see how the stock markets are coming down. Likewise, when the inflation is higher, the hard assets, the real estates or the commodities could be performing very well. Whereas in a case where the inflation is very benign, the hard assets may not perform very well. So it makes sense always to have different assets in your portfolio so that one or the other asset will be performing for you, and over longer periods of time, the benefits of each asset class comes to your investment returns when you look at it in a total. So always make sure that you have an asset allocation in your portfolio, and that is how you can create success in your investment journey. All this while I was telling you what you need to do. Now here is a mantra which I am asking you not to do. So mantra number 6, avoid taking advice from irresponsible persons. Your friends, your relatives, your colleagues, your neighbors or anybody, or even a television channel or a newspaper headlines. Don't take advice or cues from them. Why? The reason is this advice is irresponsible. It does not carry a responsibility. Advice should come with responsibility. Then only it makes sense. Anybody can talk anything. They are not responsible for the outcome. They are like, commentators in a cricket match. The two players are playing on the ground. They are responsible for the match. Their actions will decide whether you are going to win or lose. They have to take decisions in a split second of time. Whereas the spectators, the commentators will keep watching and keep making comment, and that's an irresponsible advice. Oh, usko aisa khelna tha, usko aisa khelna tha. So they will keep making comments. So don't take advice from people where they do not carry responsibility for their advice. That's a casual remark. If you are taking advice, it should be given by people with responsibility, with knowledge, and they must be responsible for the outcome. Mantra number 7, work with professional financial planners. If you are able to find a good financial planner who is well qualified, who is well experienced, whose integrity is beyond doubt, then you must be working with him. Whatever the suggestions he makes, whatever the advices he gives you is worth the fee you pay to him. This is a do-it-yourself zamana. People want to do it themselves. They want to save on the money. Nothing wrong with the model. But let's look at the practical situation. If you look at there is something called a bell curve. If you look at the society, in a bell curve, there are few people at the either corner. Somebody is extremely brilliant, somebody is extremely dull. Most people are average. So if somebody is very brilliant and he knows and he can analyze, he can give time and he can understand the nuances of the market, that's fine. You need not go to an advisor. But for the most part, or the most people fall in the average category. Either they don't have time, either they can't understand this, or there could be other problems. Such persons have to engage the services of professional financial planner. Yes, when you engage a professional financial planners, the cost will come, but that can save you a lot of losses or a lot of suboptimal results, and these cannot be measured properly. Now people say if you do it yourself, probably you can save 0.5%, and then you say you extrapolate it over 20 years, 30 years and say by not engaging a financial planner you could save so much of your money. Yeah, that's right. you could save a lot of money. Why don't you extrapolate the same thing for rest of other activities that you do in life? You could be paying 2,000 rupees for your domestic help, and you multiply it over 30 years, 2,000 per month into 12 months, 24, and to 30 years, and that looks very big. So do not extrapolate these costs over longer periods of time. If you eat out, if you engage a driver, if you engage a cook, if you engage a domestic help, when you extrapolate, they all look big, but they also give you the benefits of comfort or saving you time or giving you the benefit of experience. All these things will happen. Look at how do the sports persons work. Now Tendulkar, Vishwanathan Anand, or you take any sports person, they invariably work with a coach. Why? Do you think that the coach can play better than them? No, obviously not. But what does the coach add there? Coach adds value to their game. Coach will become an observer. Coach will tell them what they are doing right, what they are doing wrong. When it comes to question of finance, emotions will spoil the sports. When you try to do things on your own, you will not know about the second opinion, how it has to be done. And finance, the grip of this will come only with passage of time. Think about it. Do you have to do mistake on your own and learn from it? Or it makes sense for you to learn from people who have been experienced, who have seen where the mistakes will happen, and get ideas from them. So you will know how much you save by not engaging an advisor, but you cannot measure what is the cost of mistake that you might do if you do not engage an advisor. If you ask my suggestion, I would say better engage a qualified professional financial planner. Difficult to find, but nevertheless there are countless people who are doing very good jobs. There are people who have come to us and they have said that we are working with such and such a person. When we observe that these people are working with good people, I have refused to take them as client and said that you are working with the good persons. Please continue your work, and your financial planner is working in your best interest. So do not hesitate to engage the services of financial planner. That's in your best interest, that's in your best safety. Dear viewers, hope the points that I have discussed in this video, if it helped you to understand the safe way of investing in the stock market, please like this video. If you are a person who is watching my channel for the first time, or if you are yet to subscribe for this channel, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. Don't forget to share this video with your near and dear ones. Thank you very much for watching this episode on NRI Money Clinic. I shall be back with you with yet another topic in yet another video very soon.
Press the bell icon for more details and subscribe our channel.